Hello, my name is Simona Barbu and I'm the bass professor at University of North Dakota. I am going to help you walk through the bass audition materials for NVYO Symphony. And I'm going to start with the scales. There are some examples given there and those are the ones I'm going to play. But before I start playing and showing how the requirements should sound like, I wanted to help you understand that you can pick other scale, of course, that maybe you're more comfortable. If not, if you don't have a favorite scale, then you can just pick those. About the tempo, because we have much thicker strings, I think the tempo can be a little bit more flexible, meaning not so fast, because more important than anything is to have a big tone. And as we all know, for the lower strings, it's actually sometimes harder to dig in at a fast tempo, and the quality might not be so high. So if you try to also use full bows and fast bows and big tone, they might not all come together. So I would rather sacrifice the length that you use and the tempo. Maybe tempo would be first, that I will slow down slightly the tempo just to make sure I use as much bow as possible, but not at the risk of not having a good sound. So for sure, good sound is the most important, and then as much bow as possible, and then the third would be as close to the tempo that is written there, quarter note equals 60. So here is the scale, and it's G major. The minor key picked is E melodic minor, and so you start with the open. Basically it's in the same key, the minor key related to G major, and it goes up with some sharps because it's the melodic, and then come back natural, just like the key signature. So pay attention that the going down and going up, it's not the same. Different shifts, different accidentals. So here is how it should sound. Another observation is that some of these shifts are in half position, so make sure you get all the way to the D sharp when it's here. And then you have a shift on the D string, so that stays on the D string. And G stays there. And instead of having an open G, you have a fingered G, and then you move to the top string, the G string, for a 1 on A. I'm going to talk a little bit about the excerpt for the bass section. It's from Dvorak Symphony number 8. It's from the 4th movement, and it's letter B to measure 57. Couple of things to pay attention is definitely a steady tempo while doing all these articulations that are written. There are quite a bit of articulations. One that might be a little bit less common is something that looks like a triangle. We call it the carrot, and it just means that you have to have a harsher start, a little bit more digging into the string with a nice bite. For example, it's the second measure, right? That D, high D. So the third note needs to have more of a bite, and then a couple of notes later on the next syncopa, you have again the same articulation, and another measure later you have the same thing. So try to just put a little bit more bite into those notes. Basically put the bow more into the string before you start playing it. That's how you achieve it. It's a little harder on the bass because the string is really thick, so it's you have to dig a lot deeper than other instruments, meaning you should try to get to that note not sooner, but to prepare it sooner. Don't play it sooner, just prepare it sooner. For the bass, I know the tempo marking is 108 for the audition. If you don't feel comfortable going so fast, I think it's totally okay to be a little bit on the slower side. I think it's more important to play clean and with the right articulation and the right character and everything else, while keeping accuracy and steady tempo. So there are quite a few shifts. It's really important that you find something that is comfortable to you. I modified a little bit, a couple of fingerings that are there in the handout that you receive, and it's okay if you find some other fingerings that are more comfortable to you. Go ahead and use them, because it depends on the hand. So here, one more thing before I play, don't forget about the repeats. I actually sometimes catch myself trying to play through and forgetting that there are repeats. So here's how the excerpt should sound. Here at the end I didn't quite touch the last D. One more thing that I wanted to mention before I finish this video, at the very end of the excerpt you see più forte, which means more forte. Even though we go into the lower register and it's a lot easier to not be so loud, I think the composer wanted to make sure the dynamic stays the same even if you're going to the lower register. So try to keep it up as much as you can without being too forceful and too messy. That can happen. One pointer here at the very end, how to do it so fast. I use the harmonic on the D and then play the open string G. So I don't have to move my hand to make it happen. So I hope all these tips were helpful, and good luck with your audition.